I've been proposing to my girlfriend for 6 months. Not in a she keeps saying no way. In a she has no idea it's coming way. We've been together 9 years. I knew I wanted to marry her by year 2, but rent was brutal. We were both broke, and a proposal felt wrong when we could barely cover groceries. We made a deal with ourselves. Get stable first, then make it count. Last year, we finally got our own place. Small apartment, second floor. The kind of place where you can hear the neighbors argue through the walls and the hot water takes 4 minutes to kick in, but it was ours. First time either of us had ever had a space that was just ours. Standing in that empty living room the first night, surrounded by boxes we hadn't unpacked yet, I looked at her and thought she deserves something she'll never forget. So I started planning, not casually. I sat down with a notebook and actually architected the thing. I thought about the restaurant proposal. Too predictable. She'd see it coming the second I suggested somewhere nicer than our usual spots. I thought about the vacation proposal. Just the two of us somewhere scenic. Ring in my pocket. Waiting for the right moment. Closer, but still felt like something she'd anticipate. She knows me. She spent 9 years learning how I move. She'd clock the nerves before I even bent a knee. I needed something she couldn't pattern match. Something that would make her realize all at once that I'd been working toward this the whole time without her ever suspecting a single morning of it. So I built a puzzle. It took me 3 weeks to design the system. I mapped every piece out on a spreadsheet. 180 mornings, 180 notes. Each one assigned a specific letter. Each letter locked behind a number that looked completely random on the surface. I stress tested it, checked the letter order a dozen times, wrote out the full decoded message before I ever wrote the first note. The system worked like this. Every morning, she'd wake up to a handwritten note under her coffee mug. Each note had a number on it, something like 310, or 22, or 1712. She'd read the note, smile, fold it up, drop it in the shoebox she keeps on her nightstand. Never questioned the numbers. Assumed I just had a quirky formatting habit, which, fair, I do. She's filed this one under endearing. What she didn't know was that each number was a date written in a different notation format. Some were day-month, some were just a day of the year, some were written in reverse, and hidden inside each note, embedded in the sentence structure, tucked into specific word choices, was a single letter that corresponded to that date. One letter per note. One note per morning. 6 months of mornings. All 180 letters in order. Spell out a complete marriage proposal. Her full name. The date of the trip, the city we're going to. The exact question. She's been unknowingly collecting it since December. She has the full answer sitting in that shoebox right now. Has carried pieces of it to work in her bag. Read parts of it half asleep before her first coffee. Folded it up and set it aside without knowing what it meant. And she has absolutely no idea. I almost unraveled the whole thing twice. Month 2, she asked me why all my notes had numbers on them. I told her I was experimenting with a dating system so she could read them in order someday. She tilted her head, said, "That's so cute," and moved on. I went to the bathroom, gripped the sink, and stood there for about 45 seconds talking myself down. Month 4, her sister came to visit and found the shoebox. Started flipping through notes, reading them out loud, laughing at the ones she thought were sweet. I was in the kitchen pretending to make lunch while experiencing something close to a panic attack. She put the box away before getting through more than a handful. I did not sleep well that night. I moved the shoebox to a higher shelf the next morning and left it there. 6 months. Nobody cracked the code. We're here now. Tomorrow we leave. I have a ring in my jacket pocket. I've had it for 4 months. It lives in the inside pocket of a jacket I haven't worn since I put it there. Not because I forgot, but because I was scared of losing it, or of her finding it, or of jinxing the whole thing by touching it too often. That jacket has been hanging in the back of the closet like it's in witness protection. Tonight I'm leaving note 180, the final one. No hidden letter, no number at the top, just instructions. It tells her what the numbers have meant all along. It tells her to go back to the shoebox and find the letter in every note, in order. And then it says one thing. Bring the shoebox on the trip. She's going to sit at the kitchen table tomorrow morning with 6 months of notes spread out in front of her and decode a marriage proposal she's been accidentally carrying since December. 9 years together. One shoebox. One question she doesn't know I've already asked. I just have to hope she says yes.